So, I'm going to hand you over first of all to Sammy and Aiden. Sammy is a youth worker that's worked with Everything's Possible on various programmes, and he's going to interview Aiden about a couple of his experiences, one working on a learner workshop and one on a Leonardo mobility project in Lampedusa. So I'll hand you over to them. Thank you.
You alright? I said we're finished. No. Alright. So I'm just going to sort of like do a question and answer session with Aiden. He's just going to answer a few questions. Can you briefly describe the workshop that you were involved in for the Grundtvig?
Yeah, the Grundtvig was a week-long project which involved 5 countries including England. Those countries were Sweden, Italy, France and Hungary. The project was based around media and photography. We started off in Leeds, where we were looking at some of the museums, photography, sculptures, and we took a trip to Yorkshire Sculpture Park, and we started creating pictures, playing around with them, and doing a little bit of work and trying to make his own exhibition, in Bradford, which we managed to do. We made a full exhibition in Bradford. We went round Leeds, we had a look around, we visited a couple of museums, and we also then went to London, where we did a radio show with a Culca Radio, which was broadcast to many countries in Latin America, and it was broadcast in several languages, which some of the group members got to speak in their own language. As well in London we got to visit the BBC, and we had a really good experience in London. Some of the group had never been there before, so we got to learn about England, about its culture, and we got to learn about theirs. Afterwards, we made his own song, which was named Everything Is Possible, and we did a couple of videos as well on Apple Maps, which a couple of group members had never used before for programs, and they came up with some good videos showing what we did over the week, which is on the Everything's Possible's website.
Well, that's that then. Answered all 3 questions in one go. That's me, you know what I mean? Right, so we'll move on to the Lampedusa project then. How did you hear about that, and what were your initial sort of like expectations of that program?
Well, after doing my first residential a couple of weeks before Lampedusa, I got rung up and says, Aiden, you've got 2 weeks to go, do you want to go to Italy? I thought, yeah, sure, how long are we going for? He said, you'll be going for just under a month, which I thought, yeah, why not? New experience. I got told that we would be doing music production and DJing and working down the bar and stewarding and such. And we were looking forward to it. We had a couple of Italian lessons, and my expectations were that it was going to be very hot and it was going to be hard work learning to do all these things.
Yeah. What were some of the realities of actually being on the program?
Well, when we got over there, as I said, we thought we were doing music production. We turned up to the club the second day. We basically landed in Italy, turned up the next day, found out the club wasn't even built yet. So we had 3 weeks to build a nightclub and get it up and running before the deadline. The deadline was the 2nd week, which then got extended to the 3rd week because we were halfway through building the stage and getting everything set out. So for 3 weeks we built a nightclub, which we didn't intend at first, but it was good fun, as you have to admit. For 5 hours a day working, we got to learn a community. The island is that small that everyone knew each other, so you could walk. It took you about 10 minutes to walk from one end of the village to the other. It was a good shock to see that, but we got to learn basic DIY, how to put stuff together, cleaning, and basically what it takes to run a bar, because we learned just before it opened. We left Lampedusa the day before the club actually opened, so we didn't get to see it open, unfortunately. But we did hear from them when we got back, and we heard they had a very good opening session, which, thanks to us, it did actually manage to get it open on time.
So, since you've been back, how was the experience helped you?
Well, I don't know how to do DIY properly. The experience gave me that little bit more knowledge about Italian culture, Italian food, islands, and the language. It's also given me an insight as to what you can do on volunteering experiences. After being on 2 now, I've seen 2 different types. I've seen the Grundtvig and I've seen the Leonardo. The Leonardo is a one-time training opportunity where you can learn some fantastic skills. And the Grundtvig is more of a mix with other cultures and get to know more about them than they learn about you as such.
So what do you intend to do next then?
Next, I think I'm planning hopefully to go away with Everything's Possible again. Hoping. And I'd like to get myself into more voluntary work. I've currently just gotten my DQ level 3 in travel and tourism at Bradford College, which will go on for 2 years, and then I'll be going to do a degree in business, travel and tourism and business management, and I'm also hoping to get my pilot's licence within the next 10 years, which is about £80,000.
We're hoping that Leonardo will pay for it. Dream on.